Hi, I'm Haru, and in today's videos I'll show you how to connect to your database and create your login page for your website. First, you must open PHP My Admin and then create your database. In my case, I already have created one with the name My Website. After you have created your database, it's time for you to create the table. I'd already created mine and colored it users with 5 columns. The columns are ID, username, password, email, and sign date. Now we are going to the next step, which means creating a file with the name db.php to check the connection of our database. So let's create this database file. So we're gonna say db.php. We're gonna open it up with the text of the PHP, and the first things we must do is create 3 variables. The first one is gonna be the connection variable, which will be the con, and we're gonna say mysql, and we're gonna say host equals to localhost. Then we're gonna say db name equals to the database name, your database name. In my case, it's my website. Then we're gonna create the db user. In my case, is root, as for the majority servers for MySQL. And db password, and we're going, for me it will be empty because for me there is no password. So in this case, the password, it depends on the hosts that you have your website. It can have a password or not. So now what we're gonna do is do it like this. Okay, and we're gonna say catch, and we're gonna say video exception, and we're gonna call it like this, and we're gonna say echo, and we're gonna say connection failed, and we are going to add here just the message that is giving us the error by accessing to the function get message. Alright, inside of the try, what we're going to do is basically insert a new variable called PDO, and we're going to access to the PDO class, which exists in majority of the servers for the databases and PHP. So, and inside of this we're going to say the con, the db user, and the db password. After it, we're gonna call the PDO, and we're going to set the attributes, and we're gonna say PDO, and we're gonna do like this. So mode and PDO mode exception. Now what we're gonna do is going back to the index.php, but before anything else you must know what we need for the login page. The best way to do this is to divide this into 2 divisions, and in one section. So the divisions are by login header and the login body. The login header will show the login title and indicates the user that we are on the login page, and the login body will contain all the information that needs to fill out to the user. So let's just begin this. So we're going to do section, we're going to say here class, and we're going to say login form. We're going to create two divs, so 1 and 2, and we're going to have some classes too, and we're going to say login header and login body. On this one, the login header, what we're going to do is adding a header 1, and we're going to say login. And as you can see, if I save, it will, you can see it over here that we are doing the update. Then what we're going to do is create two inputs and two buttons. So the first two inputs are, one is for the text, other for the username, and the other one is for the password. And we're gonna say the same things, just call this pwd, id as well pwd, and now we're gonna create two buttons, 1 and 2. This one, it will be have a class calling login button, and call here login, and here we're gonna say the sign up button, as here we're gonna say sign up. Alright, so we have here the sign up, and now what we're going to do is create a script by using jQuery. To have the jQuery, you must download it from their website and pass it, the file, into your folder where you are working your website. So we're going to start to add here a script. So we're going to say script, and we are going to say document. I'm going to say ready, call out the function. We can say E here, but it doesn't matter, because what does this do? So when the page is loaded, the document page is loaded, that is when the jQuery will start working as well. So we're going to do is simple do is making we're gonna say that the class with the login button name, we're gonna say on, and we're gonna say click, and then we're gonna say function, and here, yes, we can add the E just in case later we need to prevent something from clicking in other places, or to prevent the default, that is the function of the jQuery. So, and now if we're gonna say here the username dot val, the value of the username is empty, and the same thing for the pwd. It will, in this case, it will appear an alert saying fill out the fields, and we can check this, and if we press login, you can see there is an alert to fill out these fields. Else, we're going to add here the Ajax, and we're going to make this to a method of post. In this case, I'm just post. The URL, it will be our login check.php. So we need to create after this one. So we can, and now we need to send the data. So the data will be the username equals or that. So the username, it will have the value of the username, and the password it will have the name of the password to have the value of the password. And then we're going to add the success perimeter. We're going to call the function, and we're going to say data, and then we're going to retrieve by saying window.location .ref equals to dashboard.php. So now what we're going to do is create our login check. So we're going to create a new file, save it as login check.php. Open up the PHP text, and here I'm going to create the username variable. So, and here we're going to say the post, and with the username, and the same thing goes for the password. So we're going to just say here password, and here password. And now the first thing is to check if there is anything, if there is value on the username and password. In this case, it might be just the username. So we're going to check if is set, and then we're going to say username, and then we're going to enter. So on inside of here, what we're going to do is include the db.php, and we're going to create a query, and we're going to say select all from users where username equals, and we're going to say username and password equals to password. And then we're going to say they like this. You're going to pick it up from this file, the variable PDO, and we're going to prepare the query. So we're going to say prepare and then add the variable query. After this, first of all, I'm just creating here so we're going to add this one. So, and now what we're going to do is really simple. So we're going to bind the value. So we're going to say this username to be username, and then the next one, it will be to bind the value of the password. So I'm going to say password, and then we're going to execute. And then after this, we're going to create a new one called results, and we're going to say query, in this case CTMT, sorry, and we're going to say fetch, and we're going to say PDO, we're going to say fetch ASOC, and then if results false, return false, else I'm going to say echo 1, and we're going to create a session with a variable username, which will be equals to the username value. Alright, so this part is done, and to check if this works correctly, we're going to add an user. So we're going to say John, password 123456, and the email is john@mywebsite.com, and you go done, go to browser, and as you can see, there is already one here, one row of the users. So now let's check it if this is going to be working. So John 123456, and we're going to log in, but there it works, but the dashboard is not created. So let's create the dashboard. To create the dashboard, we're going to do the same thing, and we're just going to need to create the session start, of course saving it as a dashboard.php, and we're gonna say echo welcome, and then we're gonna say session username, and then we're gonna add this, and as you can see, it should have been alright, but it says undefined array key. So let's check where the problem is. Alright, so I'm going to do this, and we're going to refresh this one, and just to check it out, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and it says the same thing, so we need to see where it is. So instead this over here, I'm gonna cut this and save this over here, and on login I'm gonna do like this. So I'm gonna do a script, close the script tag, and add this over here. I'm just gonna to change this to a simple quote, and now I hope it will work. John 1 2 3 4 5 6 and login. There is nothing I can do, so network check, fatal error, and card PDO exception, number of bounce trace, PDO as a statement, execute. So there is a problem over here and we don't need this one, so let's remove this. And okay, so we're gonna say John 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we should say okay, it's script over here, but it doesn't work. So instead of this, what I'm gonna do is creating a header, and we're gonna say location to dashboard.php. And now what I'm gonna say John 1 2 3 4 5 6, and it should have been working, but it's not working because it's undefined key. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is copy this one and adding over here. So we're going to create here a session, start, and check it out if this is going to be working. So John 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we're going to log in and check it out, and it's working. So, and here we have, but this is not succeed. So what I'm going to do is doing what I did before. So it's going to be echo 1, and over here is just to undo this. And now you're going to say John 1 2 3 4 5 6, and as you can see, it works perfectly fine. The only thing I have to do was put the session start over here and then again over here. And now what I'm gonna do is I will fast forward the CSS part so you can see it after. Alright, so I finished up the CSS style for the login page. The dashboard doesn't really need, because this is not the video for the dashboard. For now, as you can see, we have here our style of the login. If we increase, you see it's increased more, but if you do it like this, it's more perfect. But so basically all I did, and as you can see, I just inserted a blue background here in the header and in the login button, and added some padding to the input fields, and this is it for today. So I hope you have enjoyed it, and see you in the next part of this series. Bye bye.